Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a very special edition of Making an Impact with Zebu Nation. Today we have the Club World Championships, whatever that is. I mean, I think I've heard of this before, but it's been one of those things that's like never attainable to an MLS club, so why worry about it? But here we are as the host nation. Canada somehow got in there. Maybe, I don't know if in this save we're going to be hosting the World Cup, and this is like a prelude to hosting the World Cup, because that is an option coming up in 2026, I think is when they're bidding for it. Anyway, Canada, U.S., and Mexico are bidding as a sort of unified front for one of the World Cups. And maybe this is, if they're not going to give us that, maybe they'll give us the World Cup or the World Club Championship. I don't know if this is run by FIFA. Probably is. Everything in the world is run by FIFA. But, yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Let's take a look at this competition and see what it's all about. So the title holders are Flamengo from Brazil. Pretty good team. Do we know anything about these guys? I don't even know if they're in the competition yet. We know they got one good player, Kleber. That's all we know about them. Interesting formation there, sort of the rocket ship formation. But anyway, let's see if we can figure something out about these playoffs. Let's view the stage. And there we go. So we got a little tree going on here. And here we are, Impact versus Wellington. Winner of this matchup plays against Bidvest Wits, whomever that is. We can't even click on that team. We can't click on any of these teams. Tottenham is waiting for us at one point up here. Looks like they've already qualified. They beat a couple of unknown teams and just got to the semifinal. Interesting. They got Cruzeiro waiting there in the semifinals. Pachuca in the quarterfinals over here versus Al Hilal. We can click on these boys. They are from Saudi Arabia. Pachuca, I mean, we know who they are. They won the Champions League, so that's why they're there. But what about our opponent today? We got Team Wellington. Founded in 2004. New Zealand, we don't know anything about their league history. We can assume they're the league champion in their league, the Oceanic Championship, New Zealand Football Cup, ISPS Honda Premiership. Honda Premiership. It's not like, unless they spell the car company differently, I don't think that's Honda, the car company. But anyway, what do we know about these boys? We've scouted them a little bit, and we know that they're not really that good. Look at these guys. This is like a way, way lower division team. 1-star players all over the place. And they got issues on top of that. They got 3 injured players, 1 suspended player, 1 player out of contract, 2 players out of contract. They don't even have a full 23-man squad. They've only got like 20 players on their whole roster here. So I'm not thinking we're going to have a huge problem beating Team Wellington. I mean, we can't take them for granted, but looking at them here, this is not a team that should challenge us in any way, shape, or form. So we're going to go with form number 2 here. We're going to go and attack these boys. We're on a national stage, a world stage. So let's show the world what we're all about. Show them how we play the old football here in Canada, Montreal. Let's go. I'm kind of excited about this. I like these sort of international competitions. Now, this is a weird time of year for it to start up because our contracts are all running out in 20 days here. So this is, we just finished the playoffs. I don't know what would happen if we made it to the MLS Cup, which hasn't been played yet. We'd have to, who knows what. Maybe they would postpone the game for the MLS Cup. But anyway, We're going to go after Team Wellington from New Zealand. We are evens. This is odd. They got, like I said, a suspension and 3 injuries. They create a lot of chances. Light snow, 20 degrees. We're playing in Olympic Stadium in Montreal. This is a huge venue, 72,000. This is where we would hold some World Cup games if we were to get them. So we shall see. It's an older stadium built in 1976. But yeah, so we got a huge bench here. We were only able to register 23 players, so we've left several players off the list. What we got on the bench is an interesting mix of characters. Matthew Sweet, Bruno, Giguere, Carrera, Nasco, Kyle Aaron on the bench, Raheem Edwards on the bench, Jackson Amell, Junior Ramos, Taylor, Boxall, Lutweiler, all on the bench. So it's an interesting starting lineup we're going to have. See, we got a lot of guys lacking match sharpness. And I don't know, we just came off the playoff run. I wanted to give the boys a little bit of rest before we jumped in there. Guess we got Frederic Carrera is back from his loan, so he's registered. So we're going to give him some playing time here. We're going to give him number 14. Submit that number. He's not looking too sharp at the moment, but we got him on the squad. And here we go as our starting lineup. Thiago in goal. No rest for the Iron Man, that's for sure. Pantami at fullback. Duverne, Cabrera, Chevalier. Chevalier taking the captain's armband today, the 19-year-old. Happy birthday to Chevalier. You're now the captain. Piet and Andre in the midfield. Petrasso, D'Alessandro, Mendez, and Vasquez. Jan Franco Vasquez getting a start up front. So it's an interesting mix of players. Hopefully, our lack of match sharpness won't be an issue. They've got a few real players. They got a guy who's got a black and white photo. That's interesting. Cole Peverley is their assist leader with 9 assists. Blake here at the right fullback is their leading ratings man. 2 goals, 2 assists, 6.93 rating. Only 13 appearances overall, 9 appearances off the bench. Bevan, another guy with a black and white photo. He's their top goal scorer with 8 goals in 22 appearances. That's, somewhat respectable. And they got a bunch of guys who we don't know about. They got 1 regen, Hunter, and some dudes with no photos whatsoever. So let's give the pep talk. We should be winning this comfortably. Petrasso's the only guy who worried about that. All right, opposition instructions. We definitely want to close down on Bevan. I guess Kilcoley. That's an interesting name. We'll close down on him too. They're only playing one of their injured players, Declan Wynn, but he doesn't appear to be coming forward, so we don't really need to do much about him. Peverley, we'll tightly mark him just because he's their assist king. Let's go. Not the best weather out there. Yeah, we'll send the assistant to talk about the weather. Here we go. Pre-game handshake. Good luck, Captain. In front of 76,000. Look at that. It's a big sellout. Canadian pride out in force. I don't know if you paid attention to much of the Winter Olympics, but if you did, you saw a lot of Canadians made their way over to Korea for the Winter Olympics. D'Alessandro tries to get it forward to Mendez. Piet settles it down. We're putting on the attack right away. Vasquez to Mendez. We could use a little bit sharper finishing than that, but we'll get into it. See, a lot of Canadians made their way over to the Winter Olympics and showed a lot of Canadian pride. They definitely get out for the national team, so this is a chance to be a surrogate national team here. Duverne sends one in, tries to get it to Petrasso, who's not particularly interested in going after it. So we're going to settle for a throw-in. There's a small contingent of New Zealanders out there. Here's Petrasso with a free kick over the goal. So you got to assume there are a lot of neutrals here. I don't think these are all supposed to be Montreal Impact fans. I think these are Canadian fans in general. All the people in just the white T-shirts, I think. Vasquez has to drop it back to Duverne to Piet. Gets it forward to Petrasso. He's looking. He had Vasquez making a run, but he decided to shoot it himself. Got a deflection, so we're going to get another corner off of it. Petrasso. Not a great play, but we're going to settle it down with Duverne. Gets it out to Petrasso if he shows some effort. Let's show some passion out there, boys. We're looking a little sluggish. Here we go. Petrasso again to Cabrera with the header just off the post. Chevalier did not go for the ball whatsoever. So Duverne's going to settle it down. We're getting all the highlights again, but we got to turn our dominance into goals. Cabrera with a header. Italiano. What a name. El Italiano with the goal. Sounds like a dish you'd get served at some chain Italian restaurant. The Luis Italiano. Very nice reflexes. Somewhere between 13 and 19, so you got to say like 16 reflexes maybe? 15 possibly? Somewhere in that area. Got that going for him. I don't know much else about him. 29-year-old Australian. Here's Beverly with a free kick. Not on target, so that was their first highlight. Team Wellington, whomever that may be. We know much about any of these other guys. Blake, 24-year-old. Nice pace for a fullback. Eager, 31-year-old New Zealand. Good marking, decision-making. Fox, the other defender. Don't know much about this guy. Wynn, the injured man at left back. Good marking again. Stamina, acceleration, fullback type abilities. Here we go. Italiano with the kick. 32 minutes already gone in the first half. 0-0. Pantami gets it to Petrasso. I'm pretty sure this is a winner-takes-all game. Right? It's just one game. There's no two legs or anything like that. Just a play-in game, essentially. Andre looking to make a move. By the way, Andre is back in the lineup, in case you didn't notice. After his long bouts with injury and fitness problems. Putting the pressure on right now, running around from the box to box. We got him playing the box to box instead of the segundo role. Petrasso with a nice steal. Gets it to Mendez. Mendez looking. Back to Andre. Andre's got Vasquez too. Oh, Mendez. Shot just wide. Mendez going to go pick up the ball, I guess. 34 minutes and counting. We have 11 shots already. Italiano. We don't want a replay of the Orlando City game where we get more than 20 shots and no goals. Heverly, we're closing down on him. Stevens. Hunter gets it. They're making some nice passes here. Kikoli tries to send it deep, but Duverne is gonna... Duverne, what are you doing? Come on. Oh, no, that makes me so sad. The black and white photo man scores on us. It's just a aimless bomb forward, and Duverne, what was that header? Tried to head it back to Chevalier for some reason, but Bevan was lurking. We're down a goal. You numbskulls. What's happening out there? You should encourage the players to try more long balls forward. Okay. We'll work on that. Pantami. Gonna save it. Gets it up to Petrasso. I mean, I understand we're not the most match-fit team right now. Mendez, get it forward. Come on. Do something. Come on. He had two men going forward, and he chose that shot. Cabrera with the header down to Chevalier. There it is, boys. That's our play. That's our corner play, working to perfection. One side defender heads it to the far post, and the other defender is there to finish. So there we go. Good play, boys. Petrasso. Cabrera wins the header. Chevalier. Easy goal for the central defender. All right. Tied it up. That's good. That's good. 43 minutes. Here's another highlight. Mendez going for the header. Heads it back to Piet. They are packing in the defense. Petrasso. Mendez heads it down. Vasquez. Off the post. Come on, Mr. 18 finishing. Let's go. Duvern continues the highlight. D'Alessandro in there. D'Alessandro takes it wide. Sends it straight to Italiano. Highlights continuing, though. Let's see what's happening here. He's going to bang it forward. Cabrera wins it to Mendez. Let's see if we can get one last attack before halftime. Andre D'Alessandro. He's got a lot of space out there. Sends it in. Ed Eager is on the back line, but Andre gets it to Petrasso. Their back line is playing good defense. Mendez with the header, though, finally times his header properly. Gets the go-ahead goal. Crowd goes wild. Really wild. All right. Andre. Good pass out wide. Petrasso. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Mendez finally beats those two men who've been bracketing him all game. 2 minutes of stoppage time. So now we don't really mind if time flies, and there we go. What sort of analysis do we have at halftime? More balls forward. Work the ball in the box. Crosses. Long shots. All right. So everybody is telling us work the ball into the box. So we'll start with that. Minor team adjustment. Just work the ball. And that should be good. All right. Pep talk. Played well so far, but there's still room for improvement. All right. Thiago. Can't blame Thiago for that goal. That was totally on Duvern. It's not like Duvern is lacking match sharpness either. He's been playing in like every game. So I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he's just tired or apathetic or whatever. But anyway, Cabrera heads it down, blunts the attack, and Andre ends the highlight. So we had 17 shots in that first half with 6 on target. All right. Throw in. Blake, far side. Petrasso intercepts. Tries to get it forward, but Italiano is on the spot. Highlight continues, though, as he bangs it downfield. Chevalier wins it. D'Alessandro eventually gets it. D'Alessandro, where's he going? He's going wherever he feels like, apparently. Drop it back to Duvern, see if he can settle things down. Nope. He's going to bang it forward. Mendez heads it back to Piet. Piet looking out wide to D'Alessandro. Centers to Andre. Andre, his shot goes off Vasquez, who is offside. Too many guys lacking match sharpness in there right now. They're not playing well together. But I wanted, as long as we're going to play a team of this caliber, you might as well use the opportunity to get match fit. I used to do this in the old format of the Champions League. Bangs it forward for Vasquez. Vasquez can't beat Fox to the ball. That is one of Vasquez's problems. As an advanced forward, he doesn't have the raw speed to be somebody who creates his own chances. So that is a problem with him going forward. But anyway, in the old form of the Champions League, I used to use this. Here's Vasquez. Bad shot. Alessandro's going to chase it down. I used to use the early games against bad teams to get more match fitness for some of my other players. Piet with a shot. Italiano, nice save. But with the new format of the Champions League, you're into the heart of the competition right away, so you don't have time to mess around. Here's Petrasso, corner. Sends it in. Chevalier can't get there. Cabrera can't get there. Vasquez, back post for Mendez to Cabrera. He scores, but is he offside? Yes. Yes, he looked a bit offside, and he was indeed. 54 minutes, Italiano. Hoofs one downfield. Not a great header there, Chevalier. You better not mess this up. Back there all by your lonesome, buddy. Good pass to Petrasso. Drops it back to Piet. Let's work the ball a little bit, boys. No need to just bang it downfield immediately. They're giving us lots of space. Andre has no patience for that. He just wants to bomb it. Al Khaleesi? What do we? They're playing with the Khaleesi? That's not fair. No dragons on the pitch, please. Pantami bombs it downfield. There's Vasquez making a run. Who says he doesn't have pace? Here it is. There's a goal. Can't stop that. Can't stop that from Jan Franco. We're going to see more of him next season. We're going to have a lot of opportunities for some young strikers to play. Because we're probably not going to re-sign Jackson Amell. We're definitely not going to re-sign Dupuis. It's a couple of guys off the roster making room for some of these young strikers that we got. You know, Mendez is probably going to be our starting target man next season. So we'll see. Petrasso sends one in. Velasquez to Mendez to Piet. Takes a shot. Not good, but we're going to get a throw in out of it. See, I think we're going to see some more roster upheaval in this coming offseason, which it never ends with MLS. It's always something. And, you know, it's the way I play as well. I switch up the roster. You know, every 4 years, basically, we're working with almost all new players. It's just, it's a bad habit, but it's one that's hard to break. Mendez injured. Okay. Get him out of there. Let's see. We're up 3-1 now. Let's drop back to the old Burning Man formation. We got a lot of defensive midfielders on the bench. Let's bring one of them in. Let's bring in Sweet. Matthew Sweet at the ball-winning midfielder. Andre Mazzala, I guess. All right, that's fine. It's fine. We'll drop back, be a little defensive, protect our 2-goal lead. Sort of let the clock run out at this point. No need to continue to hammer a clearly inferior team who's having a clearly inferior day. Khaleesi not playing well at all, 6.3 rating. Disappointed in her. Injured man finally goes out. They have to switch around their defense a little bit. Fox comes out to the left-hand side. They bring in T. Solo, Han Solo's brother, Tim Solo. That sounds a little less cool than Han Solo, but anyway. Duverne. 79 minutes down. Let's see what happens here. Sweet Piet. Andre. Got a lot of defense right now in the midfield. Those are 3 guys who can tackle the heck out of the ball. Piet, but can they make a play is the instance. Can they make a play? Pantami. Another guy who's not exactly a playmaker out there. We'll see. Andre. He's the closest thing we got to a playmaker. To D'Alessandro. He stays onside. Gets around his man. Crosses it. Piet can't finish. That was a great cross. Poor finish. "81 minutes. Yeah, so this is good. We're going to get a win. How about this? A win in the Club World Championships. That's not something I thought I'd say in my MLS career. I'm going to be honest with you. It's so hard to win the North American Champions League against those Mexican teams. They have so many advantages in terms of the roster. They can bring in anybody they want, and they don't have quite the same roster restrictions that we do. I mean, it's starting to get a little better with the not just the designated players, but with all the extra money that we can bring in with the MLS, in terms of the I'm blanking on the name of it. There's D'Alessandro, tries to get one to Vasquez. Piet settles it down. Allocation money, that's what I'm talking about. So we can bring in a few extra guys. So instead of just having 3 top players, we could maybe have 4 or 5 top players. But still nowhere near. Here's Andre with a shot just wide. Nowhere near the Mexican teams. They could have a whole bench. They could have 22 top players. 4-star and above type players. One day an MLS team will break through. Toronto almost broke through in real life. They lost in penalties in the finals this year. So, that was probably their best chance. I don't know. A team like Atlanta, I think, in a couple of seasons, if they're able to keep people together. There's D'Alessandro down the near sideline. Past one man. Past the second man who was just standing still. D'Alessandro crosses it. Vasquez can't get ahead on it. That's not really his style. We need... there's only 5 minutes of stoppage time, but we're going to go with whipped crosses. Piet centers to Andre. The highlight continues. Gets it forward. Nope. Blake with the interception. Highlight continues, though. Cabrera wins it at midfield. Piet again. See if he can make a play. Vasquez. Get it to D'Alessandro. He does. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Goal City for our 4th. D'Alessandro scores one. Club World Championships. He's happy about it. The Italian. He's no Rocket Richard, but you know what? He's a pretty good winger. D'Alessandro, he's got that pace. Can finish a little bit too, so that's nice. Yeah, we'll confirm our changes. Why not? Won't make much of a difference. All right, 1 minute left. No minutes left. This should be the last highlight. And we're going to move on to the next round of the Club World Championships. This is wild. Wild and wacky. D'Alessandro, I don't know, he's going to take one last run at it. 30 seconds overdue. He gets murdered. No call. It's the end of the game. 4-1 victory over Wellington. Good game, boys. Andrew Bevan gets a gift of a goal, but he's got a 7-0 rating, so he played pretty well. Naturally an advanced playmaker, forced into striker duties. Well, yeah, played well. Thiago, Duvern, Chevalier, everybody played well. Sweet didn't play too good. But everybody else played outstanding. We did get another injury. It seems like it never fails. Every time we get a win, we get an injury. It's just the cost of doing business, I guess. Very pleased. Let's go. Now, we do have Tottenham waiting for us, so I assume that's the max level that we can reach is Tottenham. I'm going to assume we can't beat them, but you never know. Get lucky, I guess. Maybe they're not going to be interested in this competition, and they'll have Champions League or something that they'll be more excited about. I don't know how that works. I mean, this is like the top competition in the world, right? There's nothing bigger than this, theoretically, because if you win the Champions League, don't you go to this? Isn't this the prize for winning the Champions League? So I don't know. You'd think everybody would put, all out, but maybe not. Mendes injured. 5 to 6 weeks. We'll send him to a specialist. Why not? It's only $5,000. Yeah. So those young strikers might get their opportunity sooner rather than later. Montreal Impact are in the hat for the next round. How far can you go? I don't know. We've never been here before. So a few more performances like that, and who knows, anything can happen. Vasquez finally ended his goal drought. He did. It was great. Out for 4 to 5 weeks. Mendez, early signs suggest it's bad, yes. Many consider him to be one of the central figures. It's a big loss, but we'll get by. Who do we want in the next round? I don't freaking know. Definitely not Pachuca. Definitely not Tottenham. I mean, Bidvest Wit, South African team. What do they look like? Well, they've got a full squad, so that's good for them. We know absolutely nothing about them. How about Al Hilal Saudi Football Club? They probably have money, although their finances are just secure. Oof, they got a lot of guys on international duty right now. They got more than a full squad. They looks like, I don't know. I don't know who we want in the next round. I will say, whoops, get out of here. I will say Al Hilal, even though that's not who we're going to get. Why them in particular? What makes them an appealing proposition? I think they represent the sort of challenge we'd want at this stage of the competition, I guess. Whatever. Vasquez, stellar. 8.9 rating, 1 goal, 1 assist, 4 key passes. Superb in front of goal, keep it up. Perfect attendance for Vasquez. All right, so we got the restricted transfer window coming up. We'll work on a postseason spectacular as soon as the MLS Cup gets finished. And then we'll continue on with this as long as it goes. So we're just stretching out the 2020 season to its absolute maximum. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.